Morning, everybody. My name is Scotch Wilson, and I'm excited to share with you my concept, Fanatix, a revolution in vertically integrated entertainment. So, with Fanatix, we have two primary goals from the consumer end. That's revolutionizing the consumer experience and interaction with their favorite pop culture IP and rewarding them for increased interaction. And from the second end, they'll be utilizing the existing assets of a media conglomerate to create new revenue streams for low additional cost. So, the way Fanatics works, the best way you could think of it is as a reward system for super fans. So how are fans rewarded? First and foremost, with live aired trivia that with correct answers to IP-based questions, they are rewarded with points. These points are in turn redeemable on 3 tiers of prize wheels with increasing point costs and increasing prize values. This will include multiple choice IP-based questions that earn 1 point per question, a mobile app, a live host, questions, and of course, IP-based prizes relevant to the questions. In order to ensure the integrity, there will be a 3-second timer. Distribution options. So there's a lot of different ways we could do this. First and foremost, exclusively on broadcast and streaming, and a benefit of that would be that in order to participate, fans would have to sign up for the service, which could boost revenue. In addition, this could another option would be live airing on the mobile app, which would allow any fan to participate and could boost advertising and user data revenue, as well as a hybrid distribution plan that would include both the app and the streaming distributing on the service, of course, with a point bonus for participating on the service. There's different ways that you can win points. This can include participating in the live game or scanning hidden QR codes at theme parks, which can kind of creates a scavenger hunt model, and rewards for attending new movie premieres. You could do a lot of different reward options. Just to give a few examples of the kind of prizes that you could win. In the first tier, that would be anything from cheap merchandise to perhaps discounted movie tickets. In the second tier, it would be discounted park tickets and possibly a free trial for the streaming service. And in the third tier, and this is what the majority of fans would be participating for, would be park tickets, live event tickets, celebrity meet and greet, a 1-year park ticket, studio tours, themed hotels, any sort of valuable live themed experience. The primary revenue streams are going to be user data, advertising revenue as well, and then possibly boosted streaming revenue if we go with the point-based bonus for participating on the streaming service. Primary costs associated are going to be the mobile app development, which in the grand scope of revenue shouldn't come out too large, and then obviously the prize payouts. And I'd like to open up to questions. Thank you so much for hearing about my concept. I look forward to working in the future.
So this sounds like a platform that you'd be selling to different companies. What would be the process for generating graphics and content to put onto this app?
Think of it sort of like if you filmed a normal game show that would air on broadcast or streaming, but rather than distributing it on like NBC, you'd be distributing it on the mobile app. So it'd be similar.
Got it. Have you thought through the legal processes and lawyers getting involved with contests and giveaways?
Lawyers?
Yes.
Not too deeply, no. I'm not too acquainted with the legal.
Cool.
What sort of things would you say to watch out for?
Lawyers.
Just, I mean, in general, that's a good rule of thumb.
I would say it just varies per company and per situation. Especially with contests and giveaways, there need to be lots of legal language involved, and that would probably dictate certain user flows within an app and certain ways of handling contests.
The way I thought of this was, rather than developing this as its own company, I think it would make a lot more sense for the IP holder to develop that internally.
Got it. Okay, so I misunderstood that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is definitely I come from Disney. This is not my department, but this is definitely something I'm aware of within the company, is that we have a huge fan base. So this definitely looks like something that, we often at Disney sort of do have things that are tiered towards really just cycling within that fandom. which seems like kind of what you're looking at here, right? So
yeah, I actually had Disney in mind.
Right. So you're taking fans, you're keeping them more engaged, you're making them, you kind of doubling down on their engagement with things, keeping them always thinking about it. So yeah, it's definitely the sort of thing that we do. And Disney does a lot of things like this, whether it's in park experiences with trivia, where you run around the park and answer questions about Disney and things like that, and get prizes. And yeah, definitely the kind of thing that we do a lot of. So if you're wanting to look in, if you're wanting to get into marketing, you're definitely on the right track, thinking about that idea of actually there's a lot of revenue to be made from the super fans, and there's this way to just keep their engagement up consistently. So maybe something for you to think about is one of the ways that Disney looks at fandoms is lifetime fandoms, and thinking about how we have fandoms where they start as children, they understand they enjoy a certain IP, and then as they get to a certain age, we start introducing them to additional IPs that they would engage with. Then they get to another age, we look at different IPs, and then we also look at from the data that we have, we also understand how they move around the parks, what they visit, what they watch, and then being able to sell them on other ideas. So saying, oh, you actually have the money to go to the park quite often, and you're super into Star Wars. So I'm going to start marketing you the new Star Wars hotel experience, right? And this cruise, because you'll really like that. And so maybe thinking about it in terms of how can you take it further, right? Then the fans love what they love, right? But how can you take that further and really, really push it?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And on that same note, it would definitely make sense to work in conjunction in terms of if they are participating in this app and they lean especially towards like Marvel or pirates or princesses, then you can use that data in different ways and offer them prizes kind of based on that will keep them
right. Or something like, if you like this princess, then you might like this princess, so we'll offer you a prize on this other princess so that you might get into that. So really think about how we take what we do with fandom, right? We understand their data because they give us a lot of data because they want more from us. And so, but then how can you expand their fandom into other areas?
Yeah. And another idea I had was kind of rewards for ways outside of the trivia game. So like, say there was a new Pirates movie coming out, like you might get 2 or 3 points for being like a Pirates super fan for attending like the premiere.